Hi everyone. Welcome to another Godly Place story. I am so glad to have you joining the circle today. Thank you for being here. I've been looking forward to this. It makes me happy to have you here in the circle, so thank you. I wonder who might be joining you today. Maybe you're watching the story, joining the circle on your own. Maybe you have a parent or a sibling with you. Maybe you've shared this with a friend or an aunt or an uncle and they're joining the circle from where they live, maybe on another day. Wherever you are and whenever you're watching this, it is good to have you in the circle today. Thank you. Well, shall we start to get ready? I've moved the camera closer today because the story has smaller pieces that I want you to be able to see clearly when we have the story, and to show the pieces and to still see this focal shelf behind me. I couldn't have the pieces on the floor or the camera wouldn't get it all in the same picture and still be close enough to see. So what I've done today is I've made a new floor. I've brought this bench over, and it can be, get it in the right place, that should work. It can be our floor for today. I've put this clean pillowcase down so you can see the pieces, and this is our floor for today. So let's start to get ready. There was once someone who did such amazing things and who said such wonderful things that people began to follow him. And one day, they just had to ask him, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am the light." I see the love of God in you. The light of Christ comes shining through. And I am blessed to be with you, O holy child of God. But that light couldn't stay in just that place, in just that time. So it changed. It changed. There you go. It changed so it could be in all places and at all times, even where each one of us is today. There. So for the calendar, which I hope I can move over without dropping any pieces out. There, can you see it? There we go. This is the Circle of the Church year calendar. And we have the Great Mystery of Christmas there at the bottom. And we have the Great Mystery of Easter over here. And do you remember this story 2 weeks ago, the red one that's hot from the fire of Pentecost? That's the Pentecost story. And last week we had this special white story, or white week. That was Trinity Sunday. That was a special Sunday. So today we move 1 week over to the first, oh, can you see me there? Move 1 week over to the first of these many green Sundays. Some people call those the green and growing times. Some people call it ordinary time. And that's where we are today. That's the season we begin today. So, I wonder if you noticed something. I wonder. I mentioned this is the green Sunday. This is the first of the green Sundays. This underlay on the focal shelf is still white. I wonder what we can do about that. I wonder what will happen. This is my Bible. Yours at home may look the same. It may look different. Today's story comes from a couple of different places. It comes from the New Testament. Let me hold that so you can read it. It comes from the New Testament. The 4 books at the beginning of the New Testament are what we call the Gospels. There's the Gospel of Matthew. Do you know the others? There's also the Gospel of Mark and Luke and John. And those 4 Gospels tell the story of Jesus' life. They might use different words, they might tell different examples of things, but they all tell the story of Jesus' life. And today's story comes from those Gospels. If you're looking for it, that's a good place to start. So, are we ready for a story? Today's story is actually right here on the focal shelf. You see it in the Godly Playroom every time. And you see things that look like that. Maybe at home around Christmas time, or maybe in the display we put out at church around Christmas time. You see scenes like that. And you may be told not to touch them because they might break, or they're special, or they belong to someone else, or you just have to be careful. But this story in the Godly Playroom is yours. And you can use it any time. So when we're actually together again, when we're actually in the Godly Playroom, and you can come and see this story, you can touch it and work with it any time. It is yours. So here, this is the Christ child, reaching up to give you a hug. This is his mother, Mary. This is the father, Joseph. This is the donkey that Mary rode on when they were going to Bethlehem to be counted by the Roman soldiers. I understand that when you're having a baby, it's hard to ride on a donkey. So Mary would get off and walk. But I also have heard that when you're having a baby, it's sometimes hard to walk. So Mary would get on the donkey and ride. This is the cow. This is the cow that went to the manger in the morning to get her breakfast, and instead of finding her breakfast in the manger, she found a baby there. This is the shepherd. There were many shepherds there that night, but we'll have just one to remember. These are the sheep. Oops, there we go. There are the sheep. Now there were many, many sheep there that night, but we'll have these two to help with the story. When the shepherds saw the great light in the sky, the crazy star in the sky, they were afraid. I would be too. When the angels started singing, they were afraid until they heard the words, "Great tidings of great joy. Go to Bethlehem. Something there has happened that changes everything." These are the wise men. The three kings. They were so smart, so wise, that people thought they were magic. And that's where we get the word magic from the Magi. When they saw the crazy star in the sky, it was not on any map of the sky that they had or that they had seen. So they followed it. And they came with gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. Well, the child grew up and became an adult and died on the cross, which is sad, but also wonderful in an Easter kind of way. Because now, the light that was in that time and that place can be in all times and all places, even today where we are. So I wonder what part of this story you might like best. I wonder what part of this story might be about you. Where are you in this story? I wonder if there's any part of this story that we could take out and still have everything we need for the story. I wonder. Oops. I'm sorry, Good Shepherd. I'm sorry, Good Shepherd. There you go. There's Mary, the mother. It's Joseph, the father. There's the donkey that Mary sometimes rode on, sometimes walked beside. There's the cow, surprised at breakfast. There's the shepherd. There's the sheep. There we go. There are the wise men, the magi, three kings. And there's the Christ child, reaching out to give you a hug. Let me try that again. If you'd like a blessing, may God bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance to you and give you peace. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Look forward to seeing you again next week.